bench overlook. Running a Fever, episode 418, Mount Nebo State Park, Arkansas, Bench Road Trail, Part 1. It's about 7:40 in the morning. Tuesday, I believe it's April 29th, 2025. It's a beautiful day here at Mount Nebo State Park. And got in here yesterday between 3 and 4, as I usually do. They have a check-in time of 4, but morning. So I've already encountered my first person on the trail. I didn't expect it to be as quiet as it usually is in the winter when I'm here. But they let me in as they usually do when the cabin has already been prepared, which it usually has. Not so when I went to Mount Magazine last time, but got in, settled in, just looked around, didn't do any hiking yesterday. I was gonna do an episode from the cabin. In last episode, you heard what that was going to be, but it actually turned out I did a long tour of the cabin, but I didn't record myself because I forgot my tripod. So couldn't do that like I did with Cabin 13 Mount Magazine last time. Mount Nebo is located somewhere in central Arkansas, approximately. It's named after a mountain that's mentioned in the Bible. And every time I come here, there's a Bible open on the bed with the passage highlighted that mentions Mount Nebo. It's at the end of Deuteronomy. I think it's Moses went up to Mount Nebo or something. I couldn't quote you. I could probably show you a picture of that right now. If you want to read it yourself. There are a bunch of cabins for rent here. This time I'm staying in cabin 5. They've changed the numbers since I started coming here. This one is now known as cabin 5. And should have gotten plenty on that the last episode, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Today we're on the Bench Road Trail, which is an easy level of difficulty, although the sign said easy to moderate. So far it appears to be easy. Kind of expected it to be open on the east side. We're on the east side of Mount Nebo today, and we're headed interesting. I think we're headed north now. Definitely headed north. Thought I would have a chance to go south, but I didn't see a turn for the southbound part of it. Maybe it'll be up ahead. Now, the Bench Road Trail is 4 miles long and takes an estimated 4 hours to traverse. So pretty quick. You can see a blue blaze there. That's the kind of blaze I want to see. That is big, easy to see. It's not even painted on the tree, it's just drilled into it on a piece of metal. So far, it's very wide. It's wide enough for at least one full-sized vehicle to drive on. And the one person I've seen so far has been on a bike. So I don't think that any motorized vehicles are allowed on here, but no doubt I would say they probably have some park-operated motorized vehicles that do come on here occasionally for maintenance work after storms and the like. So my plan is to go an hour out and an hour back, and hopefully this episode will be about 40 minutes long. And the idea was to enter at several points along the trail and go an hour in each direction. Don't know if I'll be able to do that, but that's the idea, that's the plan. So we'll see how it goes. There are a few cracks in the trees where you can see. Didn't bring the trail map with me today because it's huge. Too big to fit in a pocket. There's the Miller's Goat Trail. Trails are well marked here, that's good. There's the Nebo Springs Trail, which looks very strenuous. Strenuous, proceed with caution, it says. White blazes. That is very strenuous. If that's what a strenuous trail looks like. Hardly looks like a trail at all. I don't know if I ever want to go on any of the strenuous trails around here, which there are quite a few. Over 30 miles of trails at Mount Nebo. Much of them are at the strenuous level of difficulty. Very few easy. This one and maybe one other. The 3C Trail, which stands for, I'm sure, Civilian Conservation Corps, which built these parks back in the Great Depression, 1930s. And it looks like an incline coming up. Like I said, this is late April. It actually goes into the first week of May, the end of the week. It's later than and closer to the summer than I've ever been to any state park. And I'm in short sleeves today, fashion department. And my sweats, I forgot several items on my trip. Always something I forget, but I actually sat around or stood around for, I don't know, about an hour thinking of things that I had forgotten to pack. And I thought of a lot of things. My extra pillow, even my state park passport, and but I neglected to pack and didn't remember by. Here's another strenuous trail, the Nebo Steps Trail, which I imagine is a staircase to the rim trail, which I have done before. Did that all around a few years ago, back in 1919 or 2019 or 2020. When I return, I'm going to see if there's an entry to the southbound Bench Road Trail. I think there should be. I don't know if that's specifically on the map, but it seems reasonable. Anyway, I forgot my contact lens cleaning solution. Fortunately, that was just I had to go all the way down the mountain again, but I had to go to the local Walmart and get some of that. No big deal. And I forgot what I'm now calling my hiking jeans, which are the loose fitting, because they're way too big for me, jeans that work well for hiking. A little protection from the branches and so forth, as well as giving me the freedom of movement that I need when I'm hiking. So that's back home. I could swear I remember packing those, but they must be on my bed or in my closet or something. So the only thing I have left are my street jeans and my sweats. So I'm walking in sweats that I was planning to just keep clean and use around the house. So I don't know, we'll just make it work. I didn't want to go 2.5 hours home and back. So a total of like 4.5, 5 hours. So I'm making do with what I have. And fortunately, I think that'll be enough. This is my 7th trip to Mount Nebo. Pretty sure. Looks like another trail down below. I wonder if we'll see an entrance to it. I haven't done much hiking here, and I think I've only done maybe one more episode other than this one. Devoted to Mount Nebo. For that reason. And that other episode was, pretty sure there was video of it, maybe just on me, of the rim trail, which I did the entire length of one time. And that is, I believe, a moderate to strenuous trail. So, a few years ago. Yeah, this is just like walking on a dirt road. So this will be part 1 of the Bench Road Trail, and then hopefully I'll have hopefully I'll have 3 more episodes on it, if I can find a way to do different directions from different trailheads. I will definitely do that. It's going to be in the 80s here every day, so I am wearing those short sleeves. It's a short sleeve t-shirt. Already sweating. It's a good thing I came here now instead of 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's probably 85 degrees. There doesn't seem to be much difference in temperature between the bottom of the mountain and the top. I didn't notice much difference at all Not like Mountain Magazine where there was, I don't know, 8 degrees, 10 degrees difference, something like that. Mountain Magazine's much higher. Diet report. I brought plenty of food, some hamburgers and hot dogs. I don't eat those very much at home, but I always think when I'm at a state park I should probably cook out. So that's what I did last night. Like I said, it's going to be in the 80s all week long, and we're expecting morning rain Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe Friday. But definitely thunderstorms and rain. So I know that probably the only mornings that I will have are today and tomorrow. So I'll try to get my hikes in then. Don't particularly want to go out in the rain on a hike, even if it's this level of difficulty. Interesting, wonder what that is. Looks kind of like a vehicle. Old rusted something or other that they haven't bothered to take out. So, I may only be hiking twice this time, but that's more than I have some other times. I know I've come up here, this being my 7th time, I've only recorded one other episode. I think that first time I came here, I just did a very small bit of hiking on the rim trail right around where my cabin was. I remember that was cabin 65 at the time. I don't know what it's called now because they changed the numbers. So here we are at Mount Nebo. It's actually, I know we would have some great views if we could see out and didn't have all the trees, but the trees are giving me some shade from that sun, which is already out and bright here at 8 o'clock in the morning on the east side of Mount Nebo. So where was I? Diet department. So yeah, the plan was to cook out, and I'm gonna cook out. I cooked out last night, hamburger and 2 hot dogs, and I'm gonna cook out tonight, hamburger and 1 hot dog. And I'm concerned that the rest of the time here will not be cookout weather. It'll be stay sheltered from the rain. There's a nice little arched opening, like a window, no glass, just an open formation in the stone that you'll see from last episode. If you watch it on YouTube, you can get to our YouTube channel at runningatfever.com/YouTube. And maybe I could sit under that porch. That window is out from the porch. If the rain and wind isn't too strong. Wind is always a factor anywhere in Arkansas, especially northwest Arkansas. This is middle central Arkansas, but still plenty of wind, as I noticed when I was trying to get my fire going last night. Another incline here. Still not in very good shape. exercise-wise. Haven't been walking as much as I should if I want to get in shape. No reason I can't do that. And if I can, then it makes it easier to do longer, easier walks here, easy difficulty walks, or maybe some moderate difficulty walks, possibly even some moderate to strenuous, depending on how much energy I can develop by taking that exercise. So I don't know if I finished with the diet report, but I told you what my plan was. I'm sticking to my diet plan of 2 meals that are protein shakes and 2 meals that are in 1 meal. It's just a regular meal of undetermined content. So I had my protein shake this morning. Got plenty of those to last the week. I'm using this Optimum Nutrition drinks that I get on Amazon. Kind of running low because I didn't want to, I'm going to be gone from my house for a week. I wanted to make sure I didn't get any deliveries during that time, so I haven't been ordering anything. And then I've been kind of drinking when I run out of those at work. I can go to our employee store, which is in the same building that I work in, and get protein drinks. These, I don't know what it's called. It's made by Fairlife, the same people that do those, the filtered milk. All right, Bench Road access, Miller's Goat, Chicala Valley. Bench Road is both ways, so we're on Bench Road. Sunset Point connector. I stopped at the office and they, because it looks like, obviously the Bench Road goes around the entire mountain, 4 miles long, and it goes by the visitor center. And so I asked if I could park at the visitor center, and they said no. We encourage you to park at the Overlook, another parking area near the Overlook, or at Sunset Point. Sunset Point is this way. Gone by there, obviously, on the rim trail, and I did. Rim trail is shorter because it's higher up the mountain. So, yeah, Fairlife. They pretty expensive. $3.50 for the regular with 24 grams of protein, and a little more for the extra or super or whatever you call it. It's $1 more. That one has 42 grams of protein. So it's $1 for 10 grams of protein. Wind's picking up. Feels good right now. Must be cloudy now, or the trees are thick enough to shield me from the sun. I don't see any coming through. And you can't really see anything through the trees on the east side. Still headed north on the Bench Road Trail at Mount Nebo, if you're just joining us. It's a very wide, just like a regular road here. I think you might even be able to get two smaller vehicles if they pull over close to the side, although there's trees on either side. But I'm pretty sure no motor vehicles are allowed. They've got specific purposes for each trail. Some are bike only, some are foot only, some are multi-use. So these are, there are hike-in campsites here. The World War I veterans who formed the VCCC company in 1780, company 1780, obviously not the year 1780, built fireplaces like this one, which I don't see a fireplace. Oh, in the picture. In the picture, hopefully you can see that picture if you're on YouTube. Like this one along the bench on Mount Nebo. Between 1933 and 1935, Veteran Company 1780 of the Civilian Conservation Corps built over a dozen campsites along the bench of Mount Nebo. Each campsite is marked by a circular stone boundary which centers on the fireplace built by the fireplace, built following plans provided by the U.S. Department of the Interior. And it's got a picture of the plan here. Department of Interior provided these plans used by VCCC Company 1780 to build fireplaces on Mount Nebo. So those hike-in sites, there's I know there's several at the north end on the west side, northwest, I guess. And here, no motor vehicles allowed, no drinks, no shooting. Horses are allowed, bikes are allowed, and pets are allowed. And obviously, foot traffic must be allowed. And I don't know where that goes, but anyway, looks like an easy hike in to a campsite if you're into camping. Haven't camped since I was a kid. Anyway, both the optimal nutrition and I believe the optimal nutrition comes in 3 flavors: chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. I like the strawberry, I like the vanilla, I don't like the chocolate. Doesn't taste real chocolatey to me. But the Fairlife actually has a good chocolate flavor. And we can see a rise on the right hand side and in the what they call the valley. When I was at the visitor center, they said this was one of the easier places to go in. Sunset Point, you have to go down a moderate difficulty trail to get to the bench trail, which I will probably do as part of this series, even if the series doesn't complete until my next visit. But it looks more, they said you're in the valley, it looks more like a valley with the rise on the east side of the trail here. There's actually gravel on the trail. Loose, large gravel, looks natural. Doesn't look like commercially produced gravel. So it's appropriate. I don't know how they did that. It'd be interesting to know some history of the Civilian Conservation Corps. Maybe I'll get some of that for next time. Also, the Trail of Tears. This is part of the Trail of Tears, and it must be long because the Trail of Tears, I guess it's a National Historic Trail or something, actually goes up into where I live, which is northwest Arkansas. So you get some information on that as well. So the Fairlife also have a banana strawberry, a strawberry, and a vanilla in addition to the chocolate. And I've tried the strawberry banana. I brought some strawberry with me on this trip. I had to get some, I usually, like I said, get the optimal nutrition drinks, and they're reasonable, although I think they're smaller. I think they may be 12-ounce containers, but I get those delivered from Amazon. But I needed some more, so I went to the grocery store and got some of the Fairlife off the shelf there. And I haven't tried the strawberry yet, but the other ones are pretty good. And plenty of protein, which is what I'm after on those meals that I don't eat a regular meal. So that diet has gotten me pretty good results. I've been doing it for about a year now, maybe over a year. Can't remember exactly when I hit my high weight of 283. Currently 216, which, warning, live math, that's 4 plus 3, which is 7, so 67 pounds that I've lost since mid-2024. So, should be down to 200 or below by the end of the year. My loss has slowed down, as it always does. The more you lose, the more it slows down. But I'm still losing weight, which is good. I do have concern that I'm not exercising enough, and that may slow things down further. I need to pick up the pace a little bit here on a straight, flat road, kind of slightly downhill. Looks like there's going to be a steeper downhill up here, which means my trip back is going to be a little harder. But I think I can make it. Feeling pretty good right now, not too overly strained. Based on what was considered easy at Mount Magazine, I think this would be considered very easy if there were such a designation. So yeah, one of my concerns is not getting enough exercise with walking and any kind of aerobic exercise, any kind of cardio. Another concern is that I know when I lose weight, part of that is muscle and part of that is fat. So I'm losing muscle and I'm not doing any resistance training either. So I need to do some of that to keep my muscle mass up to where it was, at least. Of course, the last time I was able to lose this much weight, I was working out 6 days a week in the gym and walking 5 miles once a week. So, big difference there, you know. But I do think that I'm doing it better this time. I think that I'm doing it in a more healthy way this time because I've taken plenty of time to do it, and I've chosen something that doesn't harm me like the last time did when I didn't get enough protein. I think I'm getting enough protein now and taking my time because it's already been a year and I've lost a little more than I did last time in 12 weeks. So slow and steady wins the race. That's what they say. So once again, we're on the north bound part of the loop on the east side of Mount Nebo, and I can't even see sky through the trees at this point. I mean, I can overhead, but not to the side. So we're definitely more on the interior side of that. Another steep downhill trail. And I'm trying to stay out of the gravel on the high side. Northbound. I hope I can find the southbound. I just went where the trail took me this time. And it looks like another feature up here with a placard and a little bench or a little bridge. And maybe when it really rains hard, this has got water in it, looks like it, but I don't know. We've had a lot of rain recently. Apparently it didn't stay on the mountain very long, like it might in the wintertime. But this is Darling Spring. I don't see any water whatsoever from the late 1880s until early 1918. Darling Spring served as the water source for the nearby Summit Park Hotel. The water was pumped up to storage tanks at the hotel for daily use. Families would hike the many stairs leading down from the hotel to enjoy the water of this iron mineral spring. Social features of Mount Nebo are pleasant and genial, and the visitor can but feel at home whether the stay is of a long or short duration. Written by, it's a quote from W.A. Godspeed in 1889. And I don't know if you can see this picture, but it says, like families today, this family paused for a photo at Darling Spring in 1908. And I can't tell if the water is running there, but it looks like there's some sort of wooden structure that is no longer here. Maybe the trees were smaller then and there was lots of sun. I don't know. Here you see a stack of stones, and people do this. You might think it's of some native tribal origin, but obviously it's not. This is a modern formation, and I saw it quite a bit. I've seen it quite a bit at other trails, I think here, and maybe even in Texas, it seems like. I don't know. I don't really do it. I'm not sure what it means, but it seems to show up in rocky areas and parks. Some nice naturally fallen trees here. Plenty of that. That's what happens in a real forest. Is trees die and they fall down after certainly many decades. And this one was sawn down, and so was this one over here. So that makes sense too. Although right here I've got what looks like the remains of some man-made wooden structure. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. No, that's just a split off part of a tree. So people have been coming here for a long time. Obviously, we're closing in on 100 years that this park has existed. And the first cabin rental of any state park in Arkansas was right here at Mount Nebo, and I'm not sure what cabin that is or if it still survives. But that's another little factoid for you. Continuing the fashion department, this is the inaugural hike for my Doc Martin original 1460 boots. And here's a, looks like runoff from the creek. Some sort of, there's actually a man-made pipe through there under the ground. Pretty well hidden from view. Gonna go another 15-20 minutes this way. So I've had these boots for a while. For a while I didn't even wear them, and then I started wearing them, trying to break them in from, you know, by wearing them to work and to other places out. Even around the house, I think in the beginning. They're all leather. They're a half size too big because Doc Martin only sells in full whole sizes. These are the original first model that they had come out in 60 or 62, 1960, I think. And so they are the original boot, Doc Martin boot. And they're doing okay today. I thought I would tell you, I brought my old Tom's boots just in case. I decided to try these out today, and they're working pretty fine, pretty good. Soles are cushioned enough for when I walk over these rocks, and the ankle support is good enough. Should have warmed up my ankles this morning, but I didn't. I think flexibility is quite a one of my detriments. This trail was made from a natural formation. There was a natural flat area, and it looks like this is a little body of water. Yeah. Oh, and there's plenty of mosquitoes here, so I'm just going to keep walking by. Give you a little view of that. I'm afraid the trip back is going to be more strenuous than the trip out. Still got mosquitoes coming at me. Something I don't face in the wintertime is insects. And it's late spring now, so, or mid-spring. A little puddle of water there. Perfect for mosquitoes breeding. Let's find out what our altitude is here. I just forgot that I have a, it says 68 degrees. I know that's not true, surely not. Man, these bugs are terrible right here. Almost 5,000 steps. I'm gonna keep going. Altibarometer, there it is. 2859, which is of course lower. It doesn't tell me how many feet. Pressure indicator. Graph. Barometer. Come on, man. Where's the altimeter on this thing? Bugs are all over me now. All right, well, the altibarometer is not showing me the altitude. Just showing the barometer. Hello.
How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
Well, certainly going to have some mosquito bites tonight. Anyway, the boots are working fine, so I think I will start using them on a regular basis. My old Tom's boots have been relocated to lawn maintenance use. I live on a hill, so I need ankle support. And I'm doing that. This is going to be a little downhill, and I've got a little pond coming up here on the left. Probably even more mosquitoes. And a little bench there on the bench trail. An actual park bench. In case you wanted to sit there and be a meal for the mosquitoes. So I've encountered 2 people on the trail today, which is not bad, I guess. I think my first trip here I encountered maybe 1. That was in April, earlier April. It's still not peak travel season when the kids are out of school, but it is warmer weather, which attracts more normal people. So it's actually a pretty good time for adults. Bench Road and Miller's Goat. Just checking out the signs here. Miller's Goat, Bench Road. Still on the Bench Road. Nice little pond. I stop the mosquitoes to get me. Fern Lake is what it's called. Looks a little small to be a lake. The year is 1889. You are one of 150 guests at the Summit Park Hotel on top of Mount Nebo. It is a hot June day. How do you cool off? Plank and a rock walk leads you from the mountaintop to the edge of Fern Lake. Fern Lake is too shallow for swimming, but canoes and paddle boats carry well-dressed passengers over the clear sunlit water. Gentlemen in white shirts with detachable collars and cuffs wear flat-topped boater hats, while the ladies wear long dresses of various colors with buttoned-up collars. Their upswept hair is protected from the breeze by a hat. Girls in long smocks and boys in knee-length pants and wide-collared shirts play around the lake in springs. And Sunset Point gazebo is typical of ones that would have been at Fern Lake. That's at Sunset Point. Carriages took guests from the Summit Park Hotel along the Bench Road to Fern Lake. Beautiful gazebos cover the 3 springs around the lake. Each has comfortable seats, creating cool retreats where you can indulge in a favorite pastime, sipping the cool spring water and chatting with the other hotel guests. Research tends to indicate there was a heart-shaped island holding a large wooden duck or swan in the center of Fern Lake. One reason for the construction of Fern Lake was to provide ice for resort guests. In winter, when the lake was frozen, large blocks of ice were cut and stored in an ice house near the lake. In summer, the ice was carried up to the mountains for the guests. So, I don't know, maybe it was bigger back then, but they call it a lake. Looks like this is another trailhead for Miller's Goat Trail. Won't show you that sign because it probably just says the same thing in the other direction. Don't know what difficulty Miller's Goat Trail is. I've not looked closely at that on the trail map. No bathroom stops on the way here, by the way, on this 4-hour trail. Just be aware of that. And this was obviously a tree that fell recently. Looks like it's still alive, or was still alive. It just come out of the ground like it fell over naturally, and it's been sawn in the section taken out to protect the bench road trail. So somebody has to come along here and check for the viability of the trail at some interval. It's been a nice trip on this easy difficulty trail at Mount Nebo on the northbound section of the trail on the east side of the mountain. I'm coming to my turnaround point. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you come here, enjoy it and have a good and safe trip. Till then, if you got the fever, keep it. If you don't, catch the fever. And I will see you next time on Running a Fever.